Coach, ranked 5th in the preseason poll, highest in program history. How do you manage the excitement and expectation with keeping your team grounded early on?
You know, we're very excited. It's something that the program has gotten to the level we hoped, and now it's a matter of maintaining it and always being a top 10 basketball team, the way you carry yourself on the court and off the court.
This is probably your deepest roster since joining St. John's. You have the early test with Michigan, then you have Alabama. How eager are you to see where this team stacks up right off the bat?
And then we go to Vegas and play Iowa State, Baylor, and who knows what third game, then Kentucky, and then Ole Miss before that. So it's a very difficult schedule where we wanted to know early on. Sometimes when you play teams and you beat them by 20 or 25 points, your blemishes are still there, but you don't recognize them. So we're going to find out very early on where we need to get better.
You mentioned Bryce. You said he's good and solid, but you want great and passionate. How do you get him there? And when he is at that level, what can he add to this team and to this conference?
Well, I've always believed that good is the enemy of great. When you strive to be good, you don't reach your potential, and that's what we're trying to get through to Bryce, that no plays off offensively and defensively. He's been inactive for a long period of time, and he's got to get back in the groove of playing every possession like it's his last on earth.
And, of course, you have Zuby back. How much do you lean on him as a captain and as a leader to help gel this team together, and do you put more pressure on him this season and expect more from him?
Well, there's a player who doesn't take plays off, and he has that Mamba mentality that we're trying to get every player to have. Now, Zuby, I've had long talks with him about, you now have a reputation. You're probably going to be one of the top players in the country. And if it's not broken, son, you need to break and make your game better. If you don't, the competition will go after you and you won't have as good a year. So he knows that. We've talked about it, and he's ready for it.
You obviously have been doing this a long time. You've coached some really talented teams. Do you approach things differently now that you've been doing it for so long, and do you have a lot more fun with it?
Well, I've said this often of late, that when I coached Providence at 87, I was like their big brother. I was 27, 28 years of age. And then when I was at Kentucky and Louisville, I was like their father figure. And now I'm like their grandfather figure. I'm just very soft with them, very easy on them, and just a lovable teddy bear.
Well, thank you so much, and good luck this season.
Thank you.
Bryce, why did you decide to come to St. John's, and what was it about Coach Pitino that drew you here?
I feel like my reasoning why I came to St. John's was definitely the player development. I feel like when I came on my visit, the workout that we went through was definitely a pro-level workout, and I feel like doing something like that every day is just going to enhance my game, and I feel like it was just great. And, you know, just playing for a proven winner like Coach P. I always watched him growing up and the teams where he won on, like when he was with Louisville, stuff like that. So just how hard these guys play, I just wanted to be a part of something like that.
As a young kid watching Coach Pitino win these national championships, become a Hall of Famer, is it kind of a pinch-me moment that you get to play under someone with a name like his? It
is crazy. You know, when he walks in the gym, you can feel it. You know, when he's coaching, you can feel it. And just like his pre-game speeches or pre-practice speeches, it's crazy just listening to him. He definitely ramps you up.
What are those locker room talks like? I know you haven't had the real game ones yet, but I'm sure you've seen the videos. What kind of coach is he?
He's definitely intense. He's definitely going to keep it 100% honest with you, and that's all you can look for as a player, you know, just to keep on getting better day in and day out. He's not going to let you slack off, and I feel like when you have somebody who's just pushing you every day, the only way you can go is up, and you're only going to get better.
You've dealt with injuries, and now you're back. You're ramping it up in the summer. How eager are you to show people what you're capable of and the player that you can be when you're at your best?
For sure. I can't wait. It's going to be a special time. It's going to be a fun time. You know, playing with a great group of guys is always good as well. So I just can't wait to get back out there, you know, feel the St. John's crowd, you know, cheering us on. It's going to be amazing.
Being in the Big East, you've played at Madison Square Garden, but what do you think it's going to be like to play 13 home games at Madison Square Garden?
It's going to be crazy. Like you said, I played there a couple of times, but having, you know, the home crowd with you as your home crowd is going to be amazing. It's going to be electric.
What do you think this team is capable of down the stretch?
Definitely, you know, making it a deep run in March. We're not going to, you know, look that far right now. We got to take it a day at a time, but definitely winning the national championship is on our mind.
Well, thank you. Good luck this season.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Zuby, how excited are you to be back, and what do you think this team is capable of doing this season?
Really excited to be back. We got our first exhibition game against, a different opponent for once, in 2 days. I'm really excited for the rest of the guys. We got, 6, 7, 8, new guys. I don't know the exact number, but everybody's really competitive on both sides of the ball, and they're all really excited to just come to a winning program, winning culture, and especially it being my last year, go out with a good year.
How would you describe the talent and depth that this year's team has?
Really talented, on both sides of the ball. I think the coaching staff did a really good job of, who they recruited in the portal. Just guys who's ready to compete, at a high level, especially, offensively, they're really skilled, trying to get back to that same defensive mindset that we had last year, and we're doing a really good job of that.
Is there anyone specific that you think could be the X factor on the team this year?
I could say Dylan Mitchell. Dylan Mitchell, a guy who's really, who I see, myself see myself in, a lot. It's a guy who's really competitive, brings the energy each and every day in practice, and I'm really excited to see how he turns out this year.
As one of the only returning starters on this team, Coach said he puts a little more pressure on you because you're the one that's back. You've been here before. How much pressure do you put on yourself to be a leader on this team, even more than last year?
Not a whole lot. I'm pretty comfortable in my role now. Last year I was kind of figuring it out. This year I know exactly what needs to be done, what needs to be said, and I'm a lot more comfortable doing it too. It being my third year under Coach Pitino, understanding his system, understanding him personally as well. So anything that needs to be said, anything that needs to be done for the rest of the guys, especially to bring winning to this program, is what I got to do.
All right, finally, last year you got that success. You won the Big East tournament, the Big East regular season title. How much more hungry does that make you going into this year because you've tasted it, and especially because it's your last year?
Really hungry. I talk to the guys a lot, especially the new guys that didn't experience what we went through last year. And, it was a whole lot of grinding. It was a whole lot of ups and downs throughout the year. And, a whole lot of accolades that came with it. And especially when you have success here in New York, there's nothing really like that, that feeling of hoisting trophies, in Madison Square Garden. So I'm telling the guys, we have to get right back to that point. We have to, just compete and be the best versions of ourselves. And, it being my last year, it's Final Four, it's national championship or bust for me. So, I'm trying to get to that point. I want to be a national champion, going off of my last year in college.
All right, well, good luck this season. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.